Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Joe Usual. This is Nightingale, and today I'm going to show you how I made this pistol, which does over 5 million points of damage to the Sun Giant at the end of the Apex arena. I can one-tap him. If I hit him in the heart, I'm going to one-tap him. We're going to get in, we're going to hit him, we're going to get out. At the end, it's going to be super simple, super quick. I'm going to show you how to build it, the problems with this thing, and also the other weapons that you're going to use the same technique to build, and how you can get around them in some ways. So let me go ahead and let's get into the arena, and I'm going to show you what he does in a normal hit. And then I'm going to show you what he does when he hits a critical hit. Okay, for those of you who don't know the arenas, we have 3 Apex portals at the moment. We've got the desert, we have the forest, and we have the swamp. I'm going to go into the desert. That's where the Sun Giant is. Okay, against these brutes, 96,000. $144,000. Now those are crits against the little guys. There's a brute. 96,000. Okay, we're coming into the Sun Giant room right now. Let's go ahead and nobody's touched him. I'm the first one in here. Let's go ahead and just one-tap this guy and get him out of my way. Watch this. It's going to be quick, so keep your eye on the screen. 5.8 million points of damage, ladies and gentlemen. I one-tapped the Sun Giant. I was the first one in the room. I'm going to be the first one out of the room. It feels good. Now, you don't get anything extra for doing that, but it's just a fight you don't have to have. Okay, guys, let's not sugarcoat this. The reason that I'm doing so much damage is due to an exploit in stacking ingots, and the developers know about this. They're probably going to patch this. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, and I'm sure they're in discussions right now. But as of right now, you can build this pistol or even your melee weapons. If you notice, Edda's got some really decent melee weapons right now. She's my follower. Now you can't. Now there's a major problem with this right now because these stacked ingots, they don't register their weight on your inventory. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So right now, this pistol, it says it weighs 4.94 kilograms, but it weighs a lot more than that. Okay, my carry weight right now is 892, but that's because I'm using the Settler Apogean card in my realm, in my abeyance realm, and so I have more carry weight. I think I normally have 500 carry weight right now, but that's because of the clothing and the backpack that I've got. And I'm actually wearing the explorer's hat. Now, you get this pea coat when you first get into the watch, and then I'm using Calcularian clothing beyond that, and it's all built around critical damage, and it also gives me a lot more carry weight as well. So actually, and it also gives me a lot more health. As you can see, without any food, I've got 1,738 health. All right, so with the Settler Apogean card, where you're going to find that is you're going to have to get the, let's go ahead and go to guidebook. Let's go to traders. You're going to have to get the Ascended. You have to buy the first Ascended card at the trader at the watch. And then after that, you're going to go to the Ascended. You're going to have to work your way into the Ascended Forest Astrolabe. Okay, that's where you're going to find the Settler Apogean card. Now what you're going to do is you're going to buy the card at the watch, and then you're going to use that card to get the next Ascended card from that realm that you can get into. And then you go and you get the next card from the next realm you get into. And you work your way through all of the cards, the Antiquarian, the Astrolabe, the Gloom, the Herbarium, the Hunt, the Provisioner. So that's where you're going to get all of your Ascended cards, is you have to go into the next realm to get the next card. So if you didn't know that, that's how you do that. Anyway, so like I said, you're going to go into the Forest Astrolabe card, or the Forest Astrolabe, and that's where you're going to get your Settler Apogean card. And what that does is it increases the yield of refined building materials and crops and improves the fortitude of your structures. What that does is basically it doubles the amount of ingots you get back or that you make, and then it also doubles the amount of lumber that you get or you make. Well, not you get, but that you make. So it doesn't do it to everything, but it does with ingots and with lumber, at least. There's some other things it does as well, but that's not important. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to your blacksmith hearth. You're going to go ahead and you're going to go to a higher realm of 100 power or more, and 100 difficulty or more, and you're going to go get the ore called Pursuit. It's a green ore. Okay, and you're going to make ingots. Now, this is the top tier stacking ability of this Pursuit ingot. It's 225% range damage, 67.5 critical, and 135 durability. Okay, so that's the farthest you can take it when it comes to stacking. It's going to look higher whenever you're stacking it, but it's not. Okay, once you get to this point, that's as high as you can get it. You don't want to stack it any more than that because all you're going to do is make it heavy. What's going on is every time you stack it, you're taking 2 and turning it into 1. And what's happening, though, is the weight is being doubled each and every time. So what's happening is your tools, your weapons, and your tools are becoming very, very heavy. You're going to find when you leave your realm, your abeyance realm, that you can't carry this stuff. Now, as a matter of fact, if I go ahead and I grab Edda's tools, because they've been made with this same ore. If I grab it, you're going to see, if I grab these, it's going to say you're weighed down by your inventory. And what's happening is these are super, super heavy. I can't carry these into another realm. I can carry the pistol because my carry weight is so high, but if I try to take these tools that have been made with the same technique, then I'm way too heavy and you can't move. So what I do is I just give them to my follower, and she doesn't have a carry weight problem, so she can do more damage whenever she goes into a realm, which is great because it makes her more survivable. So so you can actually do this and give these tools to your follower, and she doesn't care. So that's great for your follower because they can survive a lot longer in the higher tier realms. So what you do to make this pistol, what you do is you take and you make an action out of that ore. You got to make ingots first, okay? Then you make an action out of the ore, and then you make a mechanical gear out of the ore, okay? And then what you do is you make a refined action out of that, okay? You'll make 2 of those. And then what you'll do is you'll take those 2 and you'll break those down and you'll reclaim the ingots. And what will happen is when you make the refined action, it'll double the effectiveness of the bonuses that are on that ingot, okay? And then what you do is you reclaim those ingots, you go back, you make another action, you make another mechanical gear, and which will make 2 and 2, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to make another refined action, okay, which will make 2 refined actions, and then you go and reclaim those ingots again, okay? And you continue to do this until you get your ingots to the point where they're right here, 225, 67.5, 135, okay? Once you have that, okay, then you're going to go to your excellent workbench and you're going to make your Lancaster pistol. That's all it is. It's a 4-shot basic pistol. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, then you're going to make your barrel out of the ingots that you've got and the action out of the ingots that you've got. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to find the absolute best hide and best wood for your wrap and your stock. Now, mind you, look at the stats, and if you can find any hides that are good for range damage and any wood that is good for range damage, that's what you want. Now I'm going to use the tier 3 desert wood as an example. When I say the range damage, critical damage is range damage as well. So like tier 3 desert wood or tier 3 wood is going to give you 10% critical damage. Tier 4 is going to give you better. I think it's probably 15, maybe. I don't think it's 20. I think it's 15. I think tier 5 might be 20 if there's tier 5. I don't know if there's tier 5. I haven't gotten more than tier 4, and I think I used tier 3 for this pistol. I'm pretty sure. So anyway, so the critical damage, you want to get the critical damage up as much as possible. That's how you're going to be able to one-tap these creatures. But even if you don't one-tap them, you're doing... on that Sun Giant, you're going to do 50,000 points of damage every time you hit him, even if you miss that critical point. And also another ore that you might want to try to play with is the Nightingale ore. That is the blue ore that you find next to the green ore that I just talked about. The range damage on this is 30%. So you might want to try with it, or try this and see how it works with your weapons if you want to go ahead and play around with it a little bit. If you're going to be stacking ingots, I made buttons out of this for the buttons for my clothing. And what I found is that I'm doing a lot more range damage than I was before. That 120 that you saw when I hit the brutes, or the 96 that I was doing, I wasn't doing that before I built this new suit of mine. So I didn't stack this ore because I didn't want to weigh myself down with these buttons. So I just used the Nightingale ore, which is the blue ore next to the green ore in the realms I was talking about, where you get your pursuit ore. It's right next to it. It just takes a little bit more. You're gonna have to make better tools to be able to get into it. But I highly suggest that with your clothing, if you're going to make Calcularian clothing, I mean, you can make whatever you want, whatever style you like. But with my Calcularian clothing, with the buttons that I needed, That's the ore I use to increase my weapon damage, and it works like a charm. And also, guys, I'm only using just regular ammo. I'm not using the magical elemental ammo at all. I'm just using regular ammunition. I'm not doing anything special with it, so as far as the ammunition goes, you don't need to worry about that. But anyway, guys, the developers are going to change this. I don't know how they're going to change it, or they might leave it like it is, maybe, because these weapons and tools are so darn heavy that unless you get your carry weight up, you're not going to be able to even use them. And that's the issue with that, is that they're just super, super heavy. Matter of fact, there was, before I changed my clothes and fixed my clothes, or upgraded my clothes rather, I wasn't even able to carry the pistol more than just my pistol and my axe into the arena, because, and if I couldn't collect any loot, because if I did, I would be weighed down, and I couldn't have that. But I was going in without ETA, and you can always transfer stuff over to your follower if you want, you know, to be able to keep going and not be able to be weighed down. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, hopefully this helped you out. If it did, give us a thumbs up, and if I've earned your subscription, don't forget to hit that bell icon for notifications. As I always say, I am my usual me. You be your usual you, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.